welcome along to A Long and Long Time Ago. With me, Adam. I'm joined, as always, by Martin. How's it going, Martin?
I'm good, thanks. Well
Sorry,
held together.
my voice just went up a little bit there. I don't know what happened.
I reckon you were going to corpse, to be honest with you, but you managed to hold it back.
yeah. Well, we've done it so many times before, haven't we? But,
Yeah.
So today we're back for another Adam's Bounty Hunt. I've actually managed to purchase a few more little items, which, well, we'll get into it, I'm sure. But
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty good. I did say it has been a while because I did say I was going to take a little bit of time out, and then after this episode, I will be taking another little break. Even though these ones aren't too costly, one of them might be, but yeah. So shall we get straight into it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you picked up?
Well, just to let the listeners in on what our plans have been recently, we were aiming to do a toy hunt, weren't we, in Reading?
Oh yeah.
Sadly, it didn't happen you got in the car and the sat nav was saying 4 hours or something to travel, not all that far really,
No.
in the grand scheme of things.
I think it worked
It
out
should
that
have probably been a no more than 2 hour journey.
No. Yeah, no, I think I worked out that if I could have driven to you in Southampton
In less time.
quicker than it would have been to get to Reading, which is absolutely bonkers. So
Yeah.
I did an hour of driving and I just turned around. I phoned you, didn't
You
I, really
yeah,
early
you
in the
called
morning.
me and said, "Look,
Yeah.
this isn't happening."
So
So, well, so I'd already had the day booked off. I didn't have to do any childcare or anything because the plans, our plans fell through, and everything else was covered. So I decided to take another little trip into Southampton, and I went to Forbidden Planet, and they had they had a few little deals on, which a lot of people will probably know that Forbidden Planet from time to time do let a few things go quite cheap. And so I decided, obviously, they aren't bounty hunters. I'll just put that there, put that out there. But
it's a symbolic name, isn't it?
yeah, it is really. The idea is bounty hunters, but if there's a couple of others that are of reasonable price, then I'm just going to go for it. So I picked up the Armorer
Nice, very
BC
nice figure.
179,
Nice, very nice.
which was in what was Forbidden Planet. Was in Forbidden Planet for £5.99.
Bargain.
And I sort of said to myself, if I do see things at like really good price like that, I'm just going to pick them up because I'm pretty sure one day I'm going to want to expand the collection. And if you see something like that at that cheap, then why not?
Yeah.
Which leads me on to the next one.
Before we go on to the next one,
Yeah.
You sent me a picture of that one when you were in the shop, and it had this really nasty looking price sticker on it, and so you've managed to get it off nice and clean.
Yeah, they rolled off really, really quite easily, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that one and this one, which is Bo-Katan.
Yeah, that's a really nice
Bo-Katan Kryze,
well.
which I wouldn't have probably picked them up if I didn't think that they were really nice looking figures, and the cards are in very, very good condition as well.
The card back pictures are absolutely fantastic on those as well.
Yeah,
that's the thing I love about the vintage collection is not all the time you do get some bad images, but for the most part, when they use actual scenes from the TV show or the film that they're representing, they always look really nice next to the figure.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it's, well, those two in particular have added to my Mandalorians collection. So, before long, I may just have all the Mandalorians.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they're Mandalorian cards, there's a loose connection to bounty hunters there. So,
yeah.
You could argue.
But I mean, no, Shae Vizsla, is she a Mandalorian?
Yeah, she's a Mandalorian. Yeah, she's part of the Vizsla clan. So
so she would be a Mandalorian. Yeah, there's another one, and then obviously I've got a number of Din Djarin's, Mandos, and yeah. So that maybe I should have just collected Mandalorians. I don't know. So yeah, moving on to the next figure, and I did a little bit of research recently about a few of the Star Wars characters because there's actually quite a few bounty hunters that I don't think, well, they're definitely not in the vintage collection, but there's quite a few bounty hunters out there that may or may not have cards. Uh, but this one's one of them. Um,
Intriguing.
yeah, so it turns out, I don't know how much, I'm sure this is quite common knowledge, but it turns out that Greedo is also a bounty hunter. Now, I managed to pick this one up, which is the Saga collection. So it's a very, very similar look to the vintage collection
Yeah, that was
cards.
the original
Same,
vintage collection line. That
yeah,
was, yeah.
yeah. So I was going to ask, why didn't they carry on with that? What sort of brought them onto the vintage collection? Because they had the Saga collection and the original trilogy collection.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't know, but
No.
if I had to make a guess, I think just the name, the vintage collection,
Hmm.
sparks, more of a, intrigue to older fans like me who
Yeah,
collected these vintage figures back in the day.
yeah.
And so that would be my guess. I'm not 100%
Mm,
sure, and I'm sure there's someone like BOE out there, or Darth Wizzy. You might know that, but I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
I don't. I know for sure.
yeah. If anyone does know,
Mm.
leave a comment because we'd quite like to, understand their reasonings for it.
Yeah.
But I really like the Saga collection. I've already said that the IG-88 and the Bosk figure have both
Mm.
from the Saga collection have
Mm.
both, they're going to be at some point hopefully making it into my collection, but they do go for a little bit more than this.
Yeah.
So the Greedo that I picked up there is in really good condition, unpunched, of course, because it comes in the original Saga collection blister case
Yep.
protective
Yep.
case.
Yep.
Um, there is a little bit of there's a sticker across the back that's loose, which is a
Mm.
bit of a bummer, but
Mm.
all in all, it's not attached to the card. That's just attached to the case.
Mm. Yeah.
So I'm not too fussed about that. I've picked that one up for £25,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
which I think's all right.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
I've seen them out there for a lot more, but
Yeah. No, just
they
before we go on, I completely agree with you, Adam. I love the Saga collection, and due to you and Darth Wizzy,
yeah.
highlighting these quite a lot recently in offline and on our videos,
Mm.
I've kind of fallen in love with them a little bit. So if and when I can, because I know I'm deep in loose vintage at the moment, graded, I
Yeah.
can't really think about any carded figures right now. But if I ever, I think once I've completed that, or have got as far as I can for the time being, I think I'm going to go for the Saga collection, because I think there's a George Lucas in Stormtrooper
There
outfit.
certainly is, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I like that one, which
yeah.
is actually the sticker offer on here. So
Ah,
this has got a sticker on it and it says special offer. One second, let me
oh,
just,
yes, have a look. Yeah, see if you can bring it up on
yeah,
camera.
special offer, send off to receive exclusive George Lucas in Stormtrooper disguise figure.
Ah,
Valid
cool.
UK. This was, you had to get the stickers in by the 5th of January 2007. So we're a little
Ah,
bit past,
yeah, just missed it.
sadly. So
Yeah.
we're not going to be getting our
Yeah.
free uh, George Lucas.
No.
Um, but yes, and I'm completely with you actually. Once I'm done collecting bounty hunters and astromech droids and Mandalorians, I might join you on the
Yeah.
quest for Saga collection.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make it a little challenge. Maybe we can make it a little competition
Yeah. I'm
at
feeling
some
that
point.
next Echo Base, which Adam's is obviously saying right now to the viewers out there, he can't make it. So I need you to put in the comments below, no excuse, Adam, you've got to go to Echo Base. Um, so I reckon we try and pick up a Saga collection figure, perhaps at Echo Base, if we can get one for a good price.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's actually bothered me a little bit that in the last Echo Base video we saw IG-88 and Bosk, and it kind of bothers me that I didn't pick them up.
No.
I think back to that and I think I should have just got them.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
there were some cheaper ones there as well on underneath those. I think there was four altogether.
yeah, there was a Chewbacca for
Mm,
£15, I think. So
I should have picked. We should have picked those up as
should have
well.
probably picked them up.
Yeah,
But there'll be
yeah,
plenty more opportunities to do
yeah.
so. Yeah, we're,
I just fell off my chair. I think it was just caught on camera slightly. So I'm okay, everybody.
brilliant. Yeah, so yeah, picked up Greedo, and with that came somebody. I bought it from. I'm going to say his name is Jedi 55 on
Okay.
eBay, and
Yeah.
he gave me a little stormtrooper to go with it. So
Very cool.
that was
Cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, but
You're gonna have your own
it's
forgotten box in no time.
yeah, that's not a vintage collection or anything, as you can tell by the size difference. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Yeah. The final figure that I picked
Oh, you
up,
got another one.
I've got one more. Yeah,
Yeah.
the final figure that I picked up because I want to actually talk about this one a little bit more. This one is a bounty hunter. Um, we've got VCO1.
Wow. Oh, well, you kept
Yeah,
that quiet.
yeah, which is quite
Wow.
cool. Yeah,
I
so I've
mean,
got it's Dengar, the original Dengar, which obviously this
ECO
is
one.
a 1.0 because he's not been reissued or anything.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, so I'm quite chuffed with that, and on sort of closer inspection, I really should have given it. It came very well packaged.
Mm.
I actually picked this up from the same guy who um, sold me the VC61 prototype Boba Fett.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had a good old collection in there. Yeah, good collection,
Mm.
and very well looked after by the looks of it. So, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Thanks
Is it good
thanks for
condition?
that.
Is it?
It is in good condition. There's a
Mm.
tiny little nick there that I can see, but barely anything,
Yeah.
and a little bit of a curve at the bottom. Um, Obviously, I need to pick up some uh, blister
Protect-
protective cases
Yeah.
for them at
Mm.
some point because they're none of them being displayed at the moment. They're all
No,
being
no.
hidden away. But
That's a really good one to get.
it's a good pickup, and
Yeah.
it set me back 70,
That's not too bad for a
which
Dengar.
I
Yeah.
think is quite good. I couldn't see it going much cheaper anywhere else, to
No.
be honest.
I think we've talked about this before. We've seen them going for about 90 to £100 at
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
places.
I did
That's
think
really
that was
good.
going to be something that I'd have to pay 100 or so.
Mm.
I would have liked to get an unpunched one, but I don't think I've seen one.
No, I've never seen an unpunched. And the initial couple of waves of the vintage collection, from what I understand and what I've heard from other collectors, is they're actually quite rare to come by because
Mm,
either they didn't make them unpunched, or at the time they were new, so no one was thinking not to take the punches out. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think you'd be very hard pushed. I don't think I've got any in the first two waves that are
Oh,
unpunched.
really?
So no, so I'm fairly certain they're quite hard to come by.
Yeah, yeah. So a good week of pickups, but yeah, I wanted to talk about Dengar as an actual character
Yeah,
because he's a bit of an odd one, isn't he?
yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you know much about him? Was there what was their thinking when they came up with him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the character. I mean, he's appeared in an episode of the Clone Wars, and he was voiced by Simon Pegg.
Yes, I
Um,
kind of remember that actually. Yeah,
yeah, and so you got a bit of story from him there. I think he joined up with young Boba Fett sort of gang.
yeah,
There was a train robbery, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't know too much about him as a character. I went back in the day in the 90s. I used to read all the expanded universe novels. The
yeah.
Thrawn trilogy. Dark Saber, the Jedi Academy trilogy. I read all of those old books. But I don't tend to read any Star Wars books anymore, any of the new stuff, and I've never really read a Star Wars comic series. I've
Mm,
dabbled every now and again, but I'm fairly certain that someone will tell me there's absolutely loads of information on Dengar out
mm,
there in
yeah.
comic book form or in books or novels. But personally, I don't know too much about him. So
No.
Wikipedia would be your best bet.
Yeah, I expect so. Because I mean, let's face it, looking at him, he's a pretty awful looking character.
I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's quite a cool little outfit and setup, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have had a helmet and he's lost it or something, and that was just protect the bandages were just to like a balaclava type thing to
Yeah.
protect his head. I don't know, but I don't know. Armor wise, I suppose it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I was, just like all those bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back, all of them look so different. And, even Dengar, if you take his bandages that he has around his head and face and stuff, that, as a young fan, it was instantly, oh, how did he get those bandages? Who
Mm.
did he fight? What battle was he in? And there's an element of Saw Gerrera's outfit in his outfit as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Especially
true.
the chest plate sort of thing that he wears. So there is a bit of intrigue into his character.
Yeah,
So I would be interested actually to find out a bit more about him. So yeah,
yeah.
you've
Maybe,
sparked
like
some.
you say, if there's anywhere other than Wikipedia to look,
Mm,
somebody let us know in the comments. But yeah, yeah. But all in all, it's been a good. Well, yeah, these have all come in the last sort of in the space of a week. So
yeah, no,
you know,
that's really good, mate. You've
it's
done. I mean,
not a
that's
bad little a
yeah.
few pickups there.
Yes, yeah, very proud of you. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
Your collection is getting bigger and bigger
it
as we
really is,
go on.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. And,
yeah. Imagine where we're going to be. I mean, we're coming up to a year doing this well, not series, but just doing this in general
just
a
yeah.
long time ago. And if I'd have said to you back in June last year, you'd have what have you got 20 odd action figures carded now? If I'd have
I
said
would
that
have
back
thought so.
then,
Yeah.
I don't think you would have said there's no way I can start collecting Star Wars figures and stuff. So
I've got 10 in this room with me already. And
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
there's
And
going to be a fair few in the other room.
yeah,
So yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
But it's nice to see, and it's nice to see that you just organically you've become so interested in it, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
you enjoy the hunt.
yeah, that's what it is, I think.
Mm.
Um, I was speaking to one of my mates. It wasn't you. No, I was speaking to one of my mates about it, and he was saying that he gets this sort of feeling of wanting to spend money. No, and what he does is he won't buy it. He won't buy something for the first month. And if in the second month, when his pay packet comes through, if he still really wants it, he's going to buy it.
Yeah,
And I get that.
yeah,
I get what he's saying.
mm,
I just, and I'm annoyingly feeling the same way about this,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it will
yeah,
definitely have to take a little stop
yeah,
for a little while.
yeah. Well, we've got some live stuff coming up soon, haven't we? So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
but
So who
but
knows?
we've got a couple of hopefully you got a couple of making the grades coming up if things work out. So
Yeah,
we've got those to look forward to.
yeah. We're not stopping there by any means. I think
No,
you've said that on your one before as well.
yeah,
This isn't the end of it. Part of me thinks, I wish I'd have heard about the Saga collection a bit sooner
mm,
because collecting that would have probably been a lot easier and a bit cheaper because there's not that many of them, is there?
no, no. I think there's
So,
12 in total. Don't
mm,
quote me on that, but I think there's 12. Yeah.
yeah. And then when the Saga collection's done, maybe take a look at the original collection, original trilogy collection. But I think that one has got Boba Fett in it, which is quite pricey.
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah,
100% on that.
the logos on the original trilogy collection don't quite match up to how they were back in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
I've got a one of the Han Solo indoor trench coat
Yeah.
a Star Wars trilogy collection figures on a card, and if you compare them to the Return of the Jedi logo on the actual Return of the Jedi logo cards, they're slightly off.
All right.
Yeah, slightly off. So they are nice looking, and they use the
Hmm.
original pictures, but I'm not a huge fan. I do prefer the Saga collection, if I'm honest, and the
Okay.
vintage collection.
Yeah. That's
Mm,
interesting.
mm.
But actually, that reminds me, that's one that you won't have in your collection as well.
What's
Am I
that?
right? The Greedo.
No, I've not got a Greedo at all. Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
at all.
So
Um, you've got a couple I'm
I've actually
jealous of
got. Oh,
because
really?
yeah, you've got your Aura Sings unpunched, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, mine's punched. So
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah. I remember you saying about that actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
happy about
No. But
that.
you still have an Aura Sing. So,
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah.
whereas you don't have a Greedo, which I
Probably
didn't think was going to be the case that when I started this, that I'd have some that you didn't.
no. But if I collected the Saga collection, you can guarantee I would have it.
Yeah, yeah,
But you, as I say, you and Darth Wizzy have definitely got me intrigued. Let's say.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. One day, like I say, we'll probably both set off to make that a little challenge of ours. Maybe we go
Yeah,
head to head and see who can get it all the cheapest.
absolutely.
Knock out the 12 cards, and yeah, that would be good fun actually.
Excellent stuff.
When we've both got money again.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That's for
Which might
sure.
might be never. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for this week then, I think. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and also subscribe if you don't already. Otherwise, we will catch you in the next one. We'll see you later.
Bye.